child molesting to giving alcohol to a minor. He would face more than 20 years behind bars, the end of his career, and the loss of his 3 children. Because of a court-imposed gag order, Michael is prohibited from speaking about the case. But because of a recent leak of damning, supposedly secret grand jury transcripts, after a hearing on Tuesday, January 18th, Judge Rodney Melville agreed to allow the defendant to speak in general terms about the allegations against him so unfairly made public by the grand jury leak. So at the end of our interview, Michael will be making a statement about the charges currently pending against him in Judge Melville's court. After investigating the facts and circumstances in this case, I have made no secret of my feelings, however unpopular. It is my constitutionally protected opinion that Michael Jackson is not guilty of these charges, and I've said so often and in no uncertain terms. And I believe that as this case
Michael Jackson stood as one of the most adored performers in history. Yet not everyone treated him with the respect he deserved. Over the years, certain stars took shots at him, doubted him, or tried to make a fool of him in public. Still, Michael rarely stayed silent. Sometimes a glance, a comeback, or simply his success reminded people exactly who they were up against. Back in 2004, Eminem dropped his hit track Just Lose It, and its music video sparked controversy by mocking Michael Jackson's legal troubles, cosmetic surgeries, and the notorious 1984 hair fire incident. Michael didn't let it pass quietly. He confronted it directly and openly voiced how disappointed he felt.
Children, one in diapers, the other 2 toddlers. I don't know how you manage without a nanny.
Well, I enjoy taking care of my children myself. It's fun. That's why I had them, so I could take care of them, and it's great relief for me. You know, it's pleasure. It keeps me happy and laughing, and they're wonderful, sweet, innocent children. They really are.
I saw you as kind of the arbitrator between the Nickelodeon channel and the Disney channel there. That was
yeah, you notice.
You get some really difficult problems to solve
yes,
there.
Yes.
But you have such a kind of a normal life there. It's sweet to see.
Thank you.
But
Next up is the story of Paul McCartney. Paul once looked back on the strong friendship he shared with Michael. The two made music together, worked on videos, and enjoyed good times along the way. But things shifted when Michael came to him for business advice. Paul suggested he look into music publishing, and Michael jokingly said he would buy Paul's own songs. At the time, Paul brushed it off as a joke, but later, Michael actually followed through, showing his response wasn't always words, it was smart action.
It was a little bit strange because people did start looking at me like, is it him or a very good double?
Well, that was the idea. That was the other part of it, that there was a guy who looked like you taking your place.
No, well, this is it.
Michael never had to yell, lash out, or argue when people underestimated him. He let his actions speak. Paul brought up that memory once more, showing how Michael could turn an ordinary chat into a genuine power move. Paul had once told him that owning music publishing rights was one of the smartest plays in the industry, since holding the songs meant real control beyond just performing them. Michael was clearly listening. At first, his joke about buying up Paul's catalog seemed like nothing more than lighthearted banter between two artists. But eventually, that joke turned real when Michael went ahead and purchased the rights to many of those songs.
Popular radio show to open up like no one else.
You were really emotional. It was genuine.
Yeah, I was very, I think I had so much emotion and so many different kinds of emotion.
But now, Howard Stern is the one getting candid in a set of new interviews with The Hollywood Reporter and The New York Times, ahead of the release of his highly anticipated new book. Stern talks about a day in May of 2017 when he uncharacteristically missed work. Fans noticed, forcing Stern to respond.
I took a sick day.
Michael never had to yell, lash out, or argue when people underestimated him. He let his actions speak. Paul brought up that memory once more, showing how Michael could turn an ordinary chat into a genuine power move. Paul had once told him that owning music publishing rights was one of the smartest plays in the industry, since holding the songs meant real control beyond just performing them. Michael was clearly listening. At first, his joke about buying up Paul's catalog seemed like nothing more than lighthearted banter between two artists. But eventually, that joke turned real when Michael went ahead and purchased the rights to many of those songs.
That one line will sum up your life.
Yeah.
Even if you think you on some young shit, and if a young woman say that to you, it'll stop you in your tracks, and you'll be like, oh shit, I'm Mr. now. And you'll change your whole, you'll think about that, just that one little phrase, like it'll change your whole life. So that's why I named it special that, you know.
Men that you date. Because you're 52 now.
So I think like, yeah, I think it's like, probably like, they just got to be cool, man. I usually find out a woman's age later. On some
so you don't even ask?
Not off top, I don't, but later on I would ask, but like,
Okay.
all right.
That same calm self-assurance showed up again with Madonna and the criticism she aimed at his image. He wasn't someone who would reshape his whole identity just because another star failed to understand his style. Michael knew exactly what set him apart, and he guarded it closely. He didn't need a lengthy rebuttal or public defense to make his point. His answer was straightforward. He remained exactly who he was. The sparkling glove, the military-inspired jackets, the razor-sharp dance moves, the mystique, and the larger-than-life presence all stayed part of who he was. While others may have pushed him to change course or adopt a new look, Michael wouldn't let anyone dictate how he showed up. By holding firm to his own vision, he proved he wasn't following the culture around him. He was building it.
Men have been detailed quite lovingly, perhaps inaccurately by the press, and obviously your marriage and your relationship with Warren Beatty recently was great fodder for the tabloids. They loved it. And now there's speculation as well about your involvement with women.
Right.
Do you find sex with men preferable to sex with women, or
Yes.
do you enjoy sex with women as well?
Do you want me to? Whatever you want.
Yeah, I think I quite like the idea.
Okay.
But
Well, you know, people have always accused me of being a sort of raving nymphomaniac, and they said things that I did with men that weren't true, and they said things that I did with women that aren't true. I'm very intrigued by.
Another moment tied to Madonna revealed how Michael handled creative control whenever someone pushed things a bit too far. Madonna later shared that Michael had approached her about working together on a track. At first, she felt intrigued, since collaborating on music is such a personal experience. She explained that trust mattered because songwriting requires opening up and revealing a more vulnerable side. When Michael shared an early concept and gave her the title, she found it daring and edgy. Madonna began steering it in a more provocative direction, but Michael didn't agree with that path. He may have admired the mystery behind the title, yet he refused to let the song cross a line he had set for himself. In that instant, Michael showed that even alongside another superstar, his work still had to remain authentic to him.